box of greenies currently costs $35. So I'd really like not to have to buy more anytime soon. I know these are supposed to like make your dog's breath better or clean their teeth or something. Unique texture, fights plaque and tartar. That's what they're claiming. But like, does it really? Today we're on a mission to clean your dog's teeth from top to bottom. I mean, I'm sure there's some scientific evidence to back up that claim. No company has ever made a claim that's not backed up by scientific evidence, right? But honestly, Link's breath just seems to go through these waves of being absolutely horrid and then totally fine, and then absolutely horrid and then totally fine. And those waves don't seem to have any relation to whether he's getting greenies. So I'm pretty tired of paying exorbitant amounts of money for dog treats when he is just as happy to eat a Ritz Bit or a pinch of cheese or whatever happens to be on my dinner plate. He was happy with a cannellini bean last night. Let's test some homemade dog treat recipes and see whether they are easy to make, whether they last a decent amount of time, whether they cost less, and whether Link likes them as much as he loves a greenie. I actually got started on this yesterday, first by finding some recipes, if you can call 3 ingredients and an oven temperature a recipe, and stocking up on necessary supplies, holding on to that receipt so I can do some math at the end of this, cause math is fun, kids! Most of the treats I'm gonna try are biscuity things, but I did want to test out a frozen snack. We've given Link the doggy popsicle kind of stuff before, but I believe it was always sweet potato or pumpkin or peanut butter based, and while he did eventually eat them, he never seemed super excited by it. I'm wondering if they just didn't smell like much of anything because coldness weakens scent, doesn't it? I'm not making up that bit of science, am I? So this one is literally just chicken broth and shredded carrots frozen in whatever freezing cubicles you've got on hand. Very simple to make. The only activity is shredding the carrots, and I even copped out on that because this will mostly pulverize them for me. There's a few chunks left over, but humans need snacks too. Good for the eyes. Carrot down the boobs. Checking in with the customer. Not much interest at this moment. Clearly, I was ignoring all measurements because I ended up with 1.5 cups of carrot, which according to their 1:4 ratio would require 5 cups of broth. I dumped in 4 and went with it. He better like these because we're gonna have a lot. Ah! Should have seen that coming. Okay, genuinely, I did not mean to be this messy. My excuse is that I gave the camera prime pouring position and instead stationed myself off to the side. Great for footage of pouring, not great for actually pouring. Also, I was simultaneously battling a mosquito. Got it. Those can get cleaned up and go in the freezer where they should, in theory, last a pretty long time because, you know, freezer. We're gonna do the official taste test once I've finished everything, because I want a bit of compare and contrast. But for now, we'll check in again with the man of the hour. What's that? You can have? Yum. After a bit of general confusion at being given a bito broth so randomly, he seemed into it. It's chicken broth, who wouldn't be?
You're such a baby boy.
So next up is a banana and peanut butter biscuit, which is extremely handy because every time Matt buys bananas for himself, not me, I can't stand bananas, he always gets like 1 or 2 too many, and then they go bad, and I put them in the freezer. So I left one out to thaw last night. Ew. But that means this ingredient was essentially free, right? That's how money works. I mean, I do always say I'm gonna make banana bread and then promptly don't. The puppy is pretty dang spoiled, which is something you're probably aware of if you've been around here much. Who doesn't want to give their animal the absolute best and cushiest life possible, though? Oh, yuck. We eat dinner on the couch a lot, and so he'll actually full-on sit on my lap while we're having dinner. But we have trained him that he's not allowed to just, like, eat off of our plate during dinner. He has to wait until the end and we have to offer it to him. Because sometimes it's stuff that he can't eat, which he gets very upset about. He doesn't understand the concept of, like, you know, spicy food, not for doggies. So there's a lot of jumping up and down. Everything specifically said to get xylitol-free peanut butter, but I read the ingredients on this one and it's just peanuts, sugar, oil, salt. So I think we're good. But because he's always getting human food from us, getting little snacks and bits throughout the day or whenever we're eating meals, he doesn't actually get that many actual dog treats. Oh Lord. We really only give him a treat when we're leaving the house and he's gonna be alone for a while, which I don't think we always did. I don't specifically remember, but I have a feeling we started doing that when we were living in New York. I hear trotty paws. Is that peanut butter Mommy has? You gonna take it? Okay. Do I need to hold it for you? How's that? Yeah, we're not spoiled at all. As a family unit, we did not like New York. I mean, we could literally tell that Link was not happy there, which sounds kind of insane, but like, I don't know, you get to know your dog. He was not like relaxed or chill, but we had taken him from this like lovely, green, quiet neighborhood in Florida where he'd spent his whole life to concrete and noise and people everywhere. So it's probably a bit of a shocking change. We were in like an apartment building, of course, one of the ones that are like the door out of your apartment is inside the building still. And every time we left, we could hear him crying all the way down the hallway, all the way to the elevator. He would just cry. I think because he was just, I don't know, like he didn't do that in Florida. He started doing it specifically in New York. So that is probably when we started giving him a snack as we left, just as like a distraction. Please don't break our hearts as we walk down the hallway. We gotta go grocery shopping. I don't know why I'm mixing this whole thing with a fork, but I feel like I've committed now. And the whole point of the we are leaving snack is for it to be something that he's gonna like take a minute to eat. We don't ever want to give him one bite things. The point is that he takes it from us, he goes into another room to snack upon his snack, and by the time he's done, we have magically disappeared. They said 1.5 cups of flour, but I just used 1 and I think that's plenty. I'm gonna use this leaf-shaped cookie cutter because we don't have a bone, but like a circle seems too boring. But yeah, now he knows very, very well that us leaving equals snack time for him. He's a very smart doggy. He knows the difference between me going out the back door barefoot, which means I'm probably just gonna go like putter around the yard and water some flowers and stuff, versus me putting on shoes. Like he recognizes that the act of human beings putting things on their feet equals him getting a treat. I'd call that a dough. I mean, this could just as easily be one of those like healthy snacks to make yourself. Like there's nothing in this that is not edible for me. Let me taste it. Yeah, tastes like watered down banana and peanut butter because of the flour in there. I mean, there's no sugar or anything. Do you want to taste it? Do we approve? Sure, that seems like approval. Smush, smush, smush. In our first apartment here in LA, we would turn left out of the front door if we were taking him to pee, and we would turn right out of the front door if we were going to the trash chute, which of course, like, he would always just trot along beside us there, because yay, adventures. And he is smart enough that he pretty quickly figured out which was which, to the point where one time I picked up a trash bag, opened the door, and before I had gone through it whatsoever, he dashed through and he turned right. He knew that because I was holding a trash bag, we were going right, not left. Aussies, man. The rumors are true. They're very intelligent. Except every once in a while when they're just like delightfully dumb. Are you delightfully dumb sometimes? Yeah. Ta-da. Oh, I just dropped some on the floor. Come eat it. Right here. I mean, that's a good sized biscuit. That's gonna take him a few seconds to eat. Potentially I should put these on 2 sheets instead of 1, but I can't think of any reason why they would spread or grow or get any bigger. So we're gonna go with that. Is it time for eating the leftover snackies? Yum. And while the oven preheats, I also need to chop up a sweet potato for the next recipe and get that roasting, so I'm gonna do that. This seems to already be high praise for the banana peanut butter mix, but I think it'll take him longer to eat it once it's cooked, and he has to like chew it a little bit more. You do love swallowing things whole. Is it a good day for puppies? Yeah. Pat, pat, pat. That's one massive potato. Okay, this is mostly unrelated, but does anyone still have the old school push it away from you style of peeler? I forget a lot that those used to be the standard, but I'm old enough to remember when we got the first peeler in this drag it towards you style. It was one of those as seen on TV things that we found at the State Fair of Texas Expo Hall, and we were all like, wow, revolutionary. And then just slowly, while I wasn't paying attention, they became the new standard. Anyway, the potatoes can go in the oven to roast while the peanut butter banana biscuits bake, and we're gonna move on to the next recipe, meat and cheese. Yeah, I wanted to try a variety of base ingredients or flavors, I suppose, so this one is a beef-based biscuit that I'm kinda assuming might be the little lad's favorite, because, you know, meat and cheese. I think the key to any of these not spoiling for as long as possible is dryness. Dogs don't care about a stale biscuit, but moisture breeds mold, which I wouldn't really want to risk giving him to snack upon, you know? Are you listening to the birds? Yeah. So I gave the first biscuits an extra 5 minutes bake time because they were getting the steam from the potatoes below them, and I'm gonna make sure they are really dried out on a rack before I store them. With the meat, even though it's lean ground beef, I'm mostly wondering what the fat will do. There's of course oat flour in here to bind it all together and to soak up that fat, so in theory it won't like leak while baking or be a greasy mess afterward, because I wouldn't want Link munching on a meat stick on the carpet if it's gonna leave behind a grease print. I'm just forming these into little logs. They're gonna end up looking like poop. Trying to aim for about greeny size, although clearly there's a lot of variation here. Don't they look so appetizing? Yummy. Checking in with the taste tester and yeah, yummy, apparently. Munchies. Are we surprised? Meat and cheese. Into the oven they go. And back out they come, looking even more delicious. Poop sticks. I also gave them an extra 5 minutes, and hey look, they totally aren't greasy messes at all. They're not even really leaving a residue on my fingers. Oat flour, working wonders. Our potatoes can come out too, but they need to cool a bit before I start mashing them up.
Later.
Y'all, why is this recipe labeled pumpkin and cheddar biscuits when there is neither pumpkin nor cheddar in these biscuits? Suspicious. The cup of potato that I need for this seems to be about half of that massive tuber, and then I'm starting with just 1 cup of flour. Ooh, this is some old and crystallized honey. Good thing honey doesn't go bad, but also huzzah for finally finding a way to use it up. And yeah, this does actually need that extra half cup of flour. Potatoes are quite wet. This time, I'm just gonna cut out rectangular biscuits, all clearly so even in size. Absolute perfection, am I right? Glad I went with half the potato, because this made quite a lot. Those can go in the oven, and then it's taste testing time with the little leftover bits, for doggies and for humans. This is the first one with a sweetener in it, and actually, it's pretty good, y'all. It's not bad. Link and Charlie approved. I had to wait until the next day to do the actual taste testing because he already had so many snacks yesterday just in the making process. I have high hopes though, if you can't tell, he's right here, and I poured them into his bowl to take a thumbnail photo, resulting in an absolute freak out. There was much jumping up and down and huffing, his displeasure at not being given any. I did give him a broth cube yesterday in the afternoon and confirmed that I think he just struggles with ice in general. Look at your precious little face.
Are you the cutest little puppy?
Yeah.
Do you like snackies? What does mommy have, puppy?
Is that exciting stuff?
You can immediately take it out of there. Yep.
Nah, dang it. The Trico.
Trust us, puppy, it's good.
He just took it again. I think because he can't bite through it and he can't hold it still to lick it, he just gets annoyed. Like, he's not interested in this game of chasing a piece of ice around. He wants the snack. No, you can't keep taking it somewhere else. But clearly, once he was able to get some good licking in, he was very much enjoying the flavor, you know, of course. Come here. In the end, I just smashed it so he could eat the little bits, and I'll have to figure out a way for him to enjoy this one. Ooh, is it easier to eat now? It's just also everywhere. Was it delicious but confusing? Yeah. But now I really want to lay out 3 of these and see which one he goes for first, because I think he's going to like all 3. But my assumption is that he's going to gravitate towards the meat one, because meat. Sit. Good boy. Sweet potato. Banana. Meat. Wait. You're such a good baby. Okay, go. Good boy. Oh. Nope. Are we confused? Are we just so confused because Mommy doesn't usually do this? Here. You want? Was that good? Did you like it? Come here, do you want to try more? Is it too hard to pick up off the ground? This is a lot of food first thing in the morning. Do you want one more? What's that one? Are we not so sure about that one? In all fairness, he does know what a camera is, both like that one and the phone one, and he doesn't like them. So he behaves differently when he's being filmed. Are we having trouble biting that one though? What do we think? Okay, so generally speaking, it just seems like the sweet potato ones are a lot drier and harder than the other 2, and therefore they take a bit more intense chewing. I mean, it is taking him a lot longer to get through it. Those are some big chews. Oh yeah. Look at those teeth coming out. But like, he clearly still seems to enjoy it. He seems to want to chew through it. The other 2 feel pretty similar to greenies, like in the amount of time it took him to eat them. And in the softness and everything. It's like 4 to 5 bites and he's done. Was that delicious? Was this a very good morning for puppies? So many snacks. Yeah, we're not gonna have any more. Do you want to get hired as a taste tester of doggy snacks? He'd very much like that. Good stuff. I am not gonna wait to finish this video until we run out of these or until they spoil or anything so that I can give you exact dates on preservation. If I wasn't doing this as a full-on experiment, I would not have made 3 different batches at one time. So my average output for a single batch is 25 biscuits. He would still like some more, apparently. If we assume he's eating 1 a day, that's a little over 3 weeks that one batch will last. I feel pretty safe in saying that if you store them airtight in a dry, cool place, you know, all of the normal rules that people say about storing stuff, that they should last that long. Again, they're all really super dry to start with, so there's not a lot of like moisture in there to start growing mold. But also, for liability's sake, don't take my word for it. I am not an expert. I'm just guessing. I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on the meat ones in particular. We'll probably try to go through those first. So now that we have the full approval of the test subject, boop, it's time for everybody's favorite part of the experiment. Math! Don't worry, I did all the math for you already. Here's what I paid for the ingredients for each recipe. Note that I already had the banana, peanut butter, egg, and honey at home, so I kind of had to estimate those a bit more. And the carrots I got at the farmer's market because we were already there, but I used the grocery store price because I don't remember what I paid at the farmer's market. Now here's what I paid for the actual amount of each ingredient that went into the recipe. That brings us to a total of $3.52 for the banana biscuits, $9.93 for the beef biscuits, $7.30 for the sweet potato biscuits, and $5.74 for the broth cubes. We can divide that price by the overall number of treats that each recipe yielded, which granted could greatly range depending on what size you personally make the treats, which often has to do with what size your own dog is, you know? So take this with as many grains of salt as you please. I mean, these are also all the prices from one specific grocery store in Los Angeles, so the likelihood that the prices in your local grocery store will match is low. I got 25 banana biscuits, which makes them 14 cents each, 19 beef biscuits, making them 52 cents each, 30 sweet potato biscuits, making them 24 cents each, and 42 broth cubes, bringing us back to 14 cents each. The $35 box of greenies holds 45 treats, making them 78 cents each. Over 5 times more expensive than my 2 cheapest treats, and a noticeably large 26 cents more expensive than the biscuits I made out of actual meat. I mean, if we scale it up to the same number, a box of these beef biscuits, 45 of them, would cost $23.40 for actual real beef and cheddar. Of course, none of these have the whole breath-freshening, plaque-removing qualities of greenies. They don't have all the vitamins and the nutrients in there. Copper amino acid salate, manganese amino acid salate, sodium selenite. The list is extremely long. I did find a greenie copycat recipe online, but y'all, I have no interest in trying to source all of those random ingredients. So that's what we're really paying for here with the greenies, is they've done all the sourcing and the putting together of those vitamins and minerals, etc. But Link already eats really good nutritious food, so we're not giving him greenies in an attempt to make up for some lacking nutrients. He's already getting everything that he needs from lunch. I think everyone will have different preferences, which is totally and completely fine. But me personally, I think I'd rather save the $35 and just make him treats at home from now on. He's just as happy that way, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see if his breath gets stinkier.